Welcome to Gray Overload, and we're going to be talking about Microsoft Recall. If you didn't see the video from Chris Titus Tech going into Recall being attached, integrated to File Explorer, I highly recommend you go check out his channel and that video. We were talking about Recall a couple months ago when Microsoft was on this, and part of their Copilot Plus, or what is it, Plus PCs or PC Plus, is that Microsoft wants to get AI on your computer and be able to, so you can do all these fun new AI things. Now, while I hope AI, keeps taking off and is able to be assistive for us, in our day-to-day work, one thing that does concern me is the security side of things and what Microsoft is doing. We've even seen Microsoft come out here, did a video on that Microsoft is focusing on security for these across the management in their businesses, that security is very important to them. And while saying that seems to be fine, security, we're all in favor of better security. One thing that doesn't look like it's security is integrating your recall into File Explorer. To me, there's no reason for this. Now, while there could be functions stubbed out for recall and everything else, and that's a dependency on it, and they do nothing if if you have recall disabled, I think that recall needs to be an opt-in. Now, Microsoft managers that are doing this are probably going, well, if you do opt-in, that means we're not going to hit our bonuses or whatever. However, Microsoft grades usage on this to get their bonuses. I'm guessing that's part of this. Maybe Microsoft's going to surprise me and decide we have to pull this all out, and I'll be proven wrong, which I hope I am. But the concern I have here is that right now it's integrated in File Explorer. Right now, only Qualcomm PCs, ARM PCs that have the Qualcomm chips have AI, and it's Copilot Plus all enabled. While you do see Copilot on your PC, that's not all this, recall and everything else there. So as you go and get recall or I think Intel and AMD will have, PCs that'll have this enabled too whenever Microsoft does that update to fully enable that. Then there's going to be more market out there where you could buy a new PC and all of a sudden you have this snapshot of everything, that you do on your computer that's able to be searchable, that Microsoft says is not uploaded anywhere, it's only local. There's a lot of, hopes and dreams, in my opinion, that Microsoft needs to be able to do, because Microsoft does not have and should not have yep, they're going to be the secure ones with our data, right? Microsoft decides to put ads into Windows, and for a company that's willing to go to the extent to put ads into Windows, a product that does have a price, I pay for Windows to be able to install it when I build a computer. So, and then on top of that, they're going to have, there's a whole bunch of stupid apps that get installed, and I haven't uninstalled all of them, but I'm trying to remember. I think it's like TikTok, Candy Crush, stuff like that, just get put on, and that's not something I want on my computer. I can go to the Microsoft Store if I wanted to and download those, but why is it forced upon me? And if you are saying, well, how is that related to security? Well, if they're willing to do that for money, then where is the line to stop for it, right? They're willing to integrate recall into File Explorer. Where is the stop going forward? We need more people to use this. It'll be forced, have to be enabled for everybody. At what point is it then that recall will always be enabled and you can't disable it? Right? You can't work around it. Chris Titus Tech with his WinUtil does great work in being able to run that utility and get things set up, or even disabled, so that Microsoft isn't scraping all of the data that it can, right? Having all of the craziness that Microsoft decides to put into the OS that is unnecessary, stripped out. And my concern is that, we talked about security, and there were people like, yeah, Microsoft has been working on this for a long time. Well, the consumer's data should be, part of that security framework, right? And making sure that the data is opt-in only, and making sure that it's not integrated into one of the main things that that data would be working on, which is File Explorer, right? Files and everything else, that's data that's right there that's now integrated into it. And how much longer until something, we hear the story, it was accidentally slipped in. We didn't mean to do it, and you have a breach of some sort of your own local data going to where it shouldn't be going. And this is one of those concerns that I have, and I hope that other people have, with the way Windows is approaching and Microsoft is approaching recall in the Windows OS. So if you're on Windows 11 24H2, there is another concern here with recall again. I don't know if Microsoft is going to have the sense to do the right thing. I mean, if it were me, I would make it all opt-in, right? And you'd have to select it. I also wouldn't have integrated into a File Explorer. That is a design choice. That is not a, I personally think it's a design choice, right? And you could have decided that we are going to separate recall out of File Explorer, not allow this barrier to be crossed. Our security is very important, and we don't want that associated with it. We want people that enable this to still benefit, but we will have to make a workaround for those instances. And that's not the choice that they made, right? Microsoft talks a lot about security, but when it comes down to it, the security is not as important as the bottom line is to Microsoft. And everyone that's sitting there and saying, no, Microsoft just did this or that, they're really focused on security. That has to show up in the end product. That cannot just be something you say. And if you're not going to show it up in the end product, Microsoft, you're not going to have a lot of people thinking that you're working on security. And right now, based upon the way recall took off, perception right now is that you are not focused on security at all. So that's my thoughts on this. I want to hear your thoughts on this whole recall being integrated into File Explorer. Do you think Microsoft is taking your security seriously on this, or are they just hoping that we get to a point where they can just force it on all of us and there's nothing you can do about it? With that, thank you so much for watching Grow Everyone and helping this channel grow. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell icon, as I really do appreciate it, and it really does help with the channel. Until next time, God bless.